Thank you for coming. Maybe you can solve this mess. Our missing patrols are being held hostage by Avar, barbarians from the mountains.
What are they doing in a bog?
That's the thing. Their leader, he wants them to fight you, because you're the Herald of Andraste.
Why?
What do they have against Andraste?
Well, the Avar think there are gods in nature, as in the sky has a god and the forest. The Avar say you're claiming to be sent by one, and they'll challenge the will of your god with their own. I think their leader's just a boastful little prick who wants to brag he killed you.
That makes sense. That's fame for you. Can we just avoid all of this?
I was hoping we could negotiate.
I wouldn't count on it. These Avar don't seem to value diplomacy. Getting to our troops won't be easy. You'll have to fight your way through undead. Wait, you're not squeamish about undead, are you?
I mean...
They're not on the list of my favorite monsters.
You'll want to stay out of the water.
Thanks.
Then. The Avar are holed up in the castle on the other side of the Fallow Mire. Make her willing, the Inquisition's people are still alive.
That's why we're here. Ooh, Codex unlocked the Avars. Driven across the Frostbacks in ancient times, the Alamari tribesmen split into 3 groups. One settled the Ferelden Valley, one was pushed into the Kakari Wilds, and the last returned to the mountains. Modern Fereldans bear little resemblance to their Alamari ancestors, and the Chasyn remember few of their traditions, but the Avar have changed little throughout the ages. Like the Chasyn, the Avar are not a united people. Each tribe fends for itself and is beholden only to its Thane. They still follow their own gods, Korth the Mountain Father, Hakkon Winter's Breath, the Lady of the Skies, as well as dozens of animal gods never named to outsiders. Nothing lasts in the mountains. Wind and rain eventually eat away the strongest holds. Valleys that were arable one generation are locked in year-round ice the next. Game is constantly on the move. Even among themselves, the Avar make no absolute promises. They wed by a tradition in which the groom struggles to untie a tightly knotted rope, while the bride sings a hymn to one of the gods. However many knots he has undone by the time her song ends, is the number of years she will spend with him. Lowlanders often forget that there is no such thing as a permanent alliance in the Frostbacks. I spent the last week in the Fallow Mire. The bog stretches forever, and it's slow riding at night when the mists get thick. You can still travel along the old roads, and there's enough good hunting to make the trip worthwhile. Fish, birds, even a few hearts. There's one thing to look out for, though. When anything dies in the water, the mire preserves it. I was stalking a magnificent buck when a corpse clawed out of the water at me. I'm not afraid to say I ran. No rack of antlers is worth fighting a demon. My cousin in Fisher's End thought it was funny. Says she has to look out for undead every time he goes outside the village. I don't know how he stands it. Diary of a Hunter from Tenerum. Okay. We're finally ready to get started here. No. No, you don't.
There must be something here.
There is. Rest assured. Helen, I won't be in tonight. Rupert said he had a surprise for me. He teased me by saying Lady Peasley, which he always does when he's trying to impress me by pretending he's not impressing me. Don't tell Mom where I am. I made fresh porridge in the red pot for both of you. I'll care for her tomorrow, I promise. Lucia. Before Andrastenism, Forgotten Faith. The teaching of the Andrastian Chantry has been part of Theodosian lives for over 800 years. The Chantry guides us and teaches us. We are made humble in the knowledge that we have sinned, and yet we are inspired and given hope through Andraste's story and her song. But Andraste died almost 200 years before her emperor, Cordelis Draken, established the Chantry and spread the Chant of Light. In those terrible years, Theodosians were lost. Crying for salvation, they took to anyone and anything they hoped would give them answers they so desperately sought. Some returned to well-known faiths, like the Tevinter Imperium's cult of the Old Gods, which we hold accountable for the curse of the Blight and Darkspawn. But others found their own paths, following false prophets and making false gods out of men. Many of these religions have disappeared, dying out with their adherents, like the Daughters of Song or the Empty Ones. Others still, like the Blades of Hessarian, may lurk in the hidden corners of our world. Another bottle. Okay. Ornate silver necklace. Great. I just stole from somebody. Oh, Solas. I want you for lore purposes. But I also want to take Bull around.
Dispatch.
No! No dispatch. I didn't hear that, right? Nobody heard that. That didn't happen. Good. We're all in agreement. Sigil of the Deep Stalker. Cool. Maybe I'll trade Bull back out. I don't know. We're dealing with demons, so I want Bull because Bull does not like demons or spirits or anything at all related to magic. I want Solas because Solas has all the lore stuff. I want Dorian because it's raining and we're in a terrible location. I'm hoping he'll complain because it'll be funny. And, oh shoot, I wanted Sarah because I always bring Varric with me. Gosh darn it.
You, sir.
And I want Sarah because I haven't traveled with her in a while. So it's just like, I want everybody and I can't bring everybody. Ravane. Nowhere in my travels, not in the heart of the Imperium, nor the streets of Orzammar, have I felt so much an outsider as in Ravane. The chant of light never truly reached the ears of these people. The years they spent under the thumb of the Qunari left most of the country's zealous followers of the Qun. But resistance to the chant goes deeper than the Qunari War. The Ravani refuse to be parted from their seers, wise women, who are in fact hedge mages, communicating with spirits and actually allowing themselves to become possessed. The chantry prohibition against such magical practices violates millennia of local tradition. The gardeners are too sick to save, everyone says. Grandfather and my brothers barricaded them in their own house so they wouldn't make anyone else sick, yelled at me for watching instead of helping, said it was for our own good. There's no more lights in the gardener's home. So something happened here that wasn't good. And there was nothing in that house.
Look, signs of a plague.
A cheerful addition to any decent swamp. At least in the city you can find a decent healer. Out here you have what? Roots and berries?
Yeah, this is why I brought Dorian. I could lose Sarah, but if I have a locked door that I need a rogue for, I'm gonna be very unhappy. Light of Andraste. Commissioned in 655 Storm by the illustrious Ban Hargrave, protector of the Fallow Mire, to commemorate the completion of her keep and to thank blessed Andraste for her good fortune. Okay. It doesn't seem very fortunate now. Yeah, it was a root. It's fine. I'm gonna go down this side. Old Thoroughfare. Oh, one of your glyphs is still here, Dorian. Eventually we are gonna go into the water, because at some point you just can't avoid it. Especially when there's loot like that.
Careful. Disturbing the water draws them out.
Yeah. It's locked. I don't have a warrior. I need a warrior, I think. Okay. Maybe I do need bull. Whoa, Jesus! Damn! I swear that did hit. See? Now the door is open! Ah! Alright. Gardener Diary. Property of Ira Gardner. First sign of the plague is coughing and going pale like blood's run out of your skin. Elf root soothes the cough but doesn't cool the next day's fever. That's where the spindleweed helps. The ones I planted by the old shed came in quick. They seem to like where the soil's dry. I'll try making an ointment with it tomorrow. What? Oh, I'm dead. Good? The Empty Ones. The Empty Ones were a small and short-lived cult based in Navarra known for worshipping the Blight and by extension darkspawn. Some confuse the Empty Ones with followers of Tevinter's old gods, a reasonable mistake since archdemons are said to be tainted old gods. However, it's clear from the histories that the Empty Ones did not worship Dumont and his ilk, but the Blight itself. Following Andraste's death, many of her followers fell into deep despair. They believed the prophet's betrayal and execution marked the beginning of the end of the world, and that the Maker's wrath would soon come upon them. The most fatalistic of them all gathered together to prepare for their doom. They called themselves the Empty Ones, for they saw themselves as worthless husks, ready to be swept away by the Maker's hand. It is unknown what passed then. Over time, the Empty Ones grew to believe that the Blight was to be the tool by which the Maker would end all of creation. They preached that it came from the void, a place of nothing, and that returning to the void was something to be celebrated because it meant an end to all pain and all suffering. Some mistakenly take this to mean that the Empty Ones worshipped evil, but that's an oversimplification. The Empty Ones believed the world to be beyond redemption and that it was the Maker's will that it be destroyed completely. There are tales of Empty Ones scouring the deep roads searching for darkspawn, whom they saw as the Blight's prophets in order to assist them in bringing about the next Blight. Predictably, the ending of the second Blight saw the end of the Empty Ones. The entire cult made its way to the Anderfells, where they stood in the path of the approaching darkspawn, and singing in praise of the oblivion that was to overcome them, were consumed. Wow. Okay. Ugh. People, man. People. Now, I did see a semi-path back in here, or I thought I did. Here it is. Okay, that's a body. Okay. Alright, in the water we go. You guys handle that. I got this. Help other people. I got this. Tissue. What do I need tissue samples? Oh, I gotcha. Maeve will take those. Maeve will take those. You guys alright? You got that? Go help them out, Bull. I'm collecting resources. You guys handle that. I don't think there's anything else over here. Because we came around that way.
Indulge me, Sarah. What do you think of when I say demon?
Arrows.
Fine. Magister?
Arrows.
Not helpful, but given our history, I'll accept it. Thaumaturgy.
What?
Magical endeavors. Helpful wonders.
Oh, arrows.
Arrows is Sarah's answer for everything, Dory. You'll learn that rather quickly. Take that. I'm doing it for Maeve, guys! I'm doing it for Maeve. This is important research.
of some sort.
Touch. What happened?
Look out!
Good? Oh, no, we're not.
We could use these. Lure those corpses out of the mud and fight on solid ground.
Oh,
Keep an eye out for more then.
I'm surprised he's okay with that, actually. Give me this. The Veilfire messages in the Fallow Mire are largely gibberish and imply a kind of paranoia. Certain letters and numbers repeat. It is possible the writing is in code. These Veilfire runes are interspersed with numbers and mathematical notations. They evoke a clear sense of panic, as if the author was trying to figure out a difficult problem. Alright. We got in the water. Okay. Alright. See the path. There's another body. Nothing came out to attack us, guys. Because we lit that thing, right? This way? Is that right? Okay. And then just don't go right, because you did that already. Yep. Ah, I want the blood lotus. Lots of houses here just torn to pieces. Apparently this was a very nice place at some point. Before everyone got sick and died. Everything good? Get the blood lotus. Nope. Attacked a thing. Doing something else here. Good. I want the blood lotus. Give me the blood lotus. We'll come around, dude. Oh, there's all kinds of stuff in here. Smudge drawing. The words "not deathroot" have been underlined 3 times. There's a small illustration of a plant that looks like spindleweed with this one underneath it. That was worth picking up. Hey, we can make camp.
A place to set up camp, perhaps.
Hold on, let me see if there's anything else. Okay. I'll accept this. Note from a scout. Paper is small and thin, meant for transport by a messenger bird. Warn the herald her life is in danger if she comes to the mire. Our patrols spotted Avar 3 days ago. We didn't understand why they came down from the Frostbacks until we were captured in an ambush. The leader said they came because they heard the Inquisition was in the area. They want to lure out and kill the Herald of Andraste to win favor with their gods. I escaped, but I can't free the others without help. I found a good camping spot for a rescue party. We'll tend my wounds before heading off. Oh no! Oh! Is that body that we found? Oh no. They probably mixed up their herbs. It said not deathroot, and I wasn't sure if it was...
No sign of the Avar who want to challenge me. Or the Inquisition soldiers.
They better be fine. And the ones who took them, they won't be.
Thanks, Sarah. If they're like not deathroot, I didn't know if it was saying you don't need deathroot, underline spindleweed, you need this one, or if it was deathroot isn't this one that I underlined, it's the spindle root that I underlined. So I don't know. This keeps going. I'll keep walking it. I'm going way off point here. I'm sure. How we doing? Oh yeah, way off point. But that's okay. Dawn Lotus. Dawn Lotus is probably needed for some potions. And I will in fact take these. Is this a spirit just hanging out? Oh, you guys can get that. See? Totally capable. No, it's a bear! Found at a campsite. Uncle, I was hiding supplies above the rocks when I heard voices from the windmill to the west. It was the horned men again. There's more of them now. I have to see if anyone is still left alive in the village. I'm sorry. I swear I'll be careful, Lewis. Lewis is dead. So that went well. Another Avar statue? Come on, give it to me. Thank you. Granite Point. Some statues in the Fallow Mire are of Avar origin. It amused Ban Hargrave to bring them back from her conquest in the hills and plant them outside her home, the way a gardener might transplant flowers. The band entertained visiting nobles by giving tours of the statues, regaling her guests with dark tales of Avar superstitions, which she mostly made up on the spot. Great. Great. It's not creepy at all. Not creepy at all. Okay, whoa. Alright. We've got 2. Okay. not really a cave. How we doing? Okay, good. Good, good, good.
Let me guess. The locals claim this place is haunted.
Alright, I don't know where we're going, but we're going. We found some loot. That's where we were going, and there. Okay, that still hurt. Alright. Now, does this one only have 2? Yep, looks like just 2 entrances and exits. If that goes this way. Alright, and then head back out. Took care of that spirit. Stepped in the water, guys.
Die!
Nope. What? Oh, there's loot back here. Someone left some loot for us. Spirit essence, yay! More stuff for Manave. More blood lotus.
Smell.
Ugh, they're all slimy.
Yep. Okay, is this going where I think it's going? Yes. That would go somewhere else. Okay. Oh.
So, you're Herald of Andraste. My kin want you dead, Lowlander, but it's not my job. No fears from me.
What are you doing here?
Why aren't you with the other Avar?
Trying to figure out this hole in the world. Never seen anything like it's like. They spit out angry spirits. Endless. What the sky's trying to tell us? I don't know.
Well, they're called Fade Rifts?
They're caused by the breach in the sky. It was some kind of magic gone wrong.
I know that, Lowlander. I'm talking about the Lady of the Skies. Do you not know her? Can't you see the warning she writes through the bird flocks in the air?
You use the patterns of flocking birds as an augury, then?
We don't use them. They're sent. You see it, or you don't.
Why aren't you attacking me?
I thought the Avar wanted to fight me.
Our chieftain's son wants to fight you. I'm called in when the dead pile up. Rights to the gods, mending for the bleeding, a dagger for the dying. That's what I do. I don't pick up a blade for a whelp's trophy hunt.
Fair enough. Are my missing people okay?
The other Avar kidnapped an Inquisition patrol. Are they all right?
A few were injured in the skirmish, but they were alive. Last I saw them. Someone's trained them well. They killed more of us than I thought they
Good.
would.
Farewell, then.
Watch the water.
Cullen's doing well. I got this. Don't have my dispel. Can I get 2 by any chance? No. That one then. Rock. I can't close it. There it goes. Anything? Ah. I want the loot.
Skies. You can mend the gaps in the air.
Pretty great, huh?
Maybe you do have a god's favor. Aye.
Just making sure.
Farewell, then.
Watch the water.
I've never had Bull with me for that. That's great, isn't it? Oh. Daughters of Song. Oh, this is the other cult that one codex was talking about. Wine, music, poetry, and the wanton and frenzied indulgence of carnal fancies. These things characterize the hedonistic cult known as the Daughters of Song. Calling them an order of the faithful lends them a legitimacy they do not deserve. The daughters and sons, though they saw themselves also as daughters, celebrated Andraste's holy union with the Maker in almost every way imaginable, and it was only the holy union they venerated. Andraste's life, her war, her teachings, and her sacrifice were blithely ignored. At its height, the Daughters of Song numbered in the 1,000. They maintained a stronghold in a village called Virle, in the fields of Gislaine. Virle saw a yearly event during which the Daughters of Song paraded carven images of the Maker's glory through the square. The Daughters of Song were wiped out by the righteous forces of Emperor Draken during his campaigns to unite all of Orlais. When the Empire's forces sacked the village, the daughters would not arm themselves and were either killed or captured. The village was destroyed and the cult never recovered. Wow, that's kind of brutal. Didn't seem like they were doing any harm. Oh, there's another one. Ah! Exterminate, guys. It's super important.